just the socioeconomic status and their reading level. Okay, I'm talking about their culture, their life, you know? Learn what's important to them. If it's music, maybe you like the same music as them. Maybe you know nothing about their music. Maybe you do a little research and say, hey, I like that song, blah, blah, blah. Or something they're wearing that's kind of fashionable. You like those shoes. Hey, those are cool, whatever. Or a sport or something, a movie or whatever. Maybe you have that in common. Find out, do your students have jobs? If they do, go to their job and say hi. You know, buy something from them. If they make donuts, buy a donut. You might not like donuts. Throw it out when you leave. Go to a sporting event. If they're in a sport, go early, be seen, say hi, good to see you, good luck today. You don't need to stay for the whole thing, but go. Be seen there. They love that support. You might be the only person there at that game that they even know. It's important to them. If they're in a play, go to the play. Again, go early, be seen, good luck, go get them. If they're in the orchestra, go to a performance. Yeah, it takes some time out of your life, for sure. But doing this properly is going to take time out of your life. You could just be a 9 to 5 or punch a clock, go in, go out, and not build the community that actually makes a difference. This is a step in a big old bunch of steps, but it is effective. And when you make those connections with your kids, they're going to work harder for you. Another thing is being as calm as you can in class, so that if you ever need to elevate your voice or you ever need to be stern, they listen. Because if you're stern all the time and you're always going in yelling and complaining or whatever, they're going to tune you out. Wouldn't you? You would tune someone out that's always complaining. I know right now you're thinking of somebody that's always complaining to you and you've tuned them out. Well, students are no different. They're just, some of them are just miniature adults, right? Another thing I like to do is go and sit where your students are going to sit in your classroom. Have the student experience in the classroom. Sit down. What's the vibe? How does it make you feel to be in your classroom? By the way, can you read your own writing on the whiteboard or the chalkboard? That was my first day of teaching. Oh my goodness. I'm teaching advanced economics. And I'm doing all this writing, all this stuff. And then at some point I saw something in the back of the room. So I walked back there, picked it up and turned around and looked at the chalkboard. I couldn't read a thing on the chalkboard. So my handwriting's terrible, especially when I'm speeding, going fast. Everything the kids see has to be legible. Everything. It has to be legible to everybody. So go slow. But what vibe does your classroom give? Sit down in their seats and look around. Does it make you feel anxious, nervous, unorganized? Because that's what the kids are going to feel. And you're battling that before you have to do your lesson. Imagine trying to listen to some person's lesson and you look around and you feel all anxious before you even sit down. So those are things that you should think about as you build your classroom, as you create the environment in your classroom. And that helps you create the culture in your classroom. The kids feed off you. I don't care if they're 5 or 15. They feed off you. And so you need to mask your personal life issues and go into your classroom with an open mind, an open heart, open ears, but calm. Because if your kids aren't calm, it doesn't matter if you're Einstein teaching them. they're not listening. All right?
When trying to create classroom culture, one of the things you can do is celebrate accomplishment. And one way to do that, obviously a grade and all that, but actually post work on the walls. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have students, if they're doing something, a timeline or some kind of, we're creating something other than a paper, I'll have them create it in full color and I'll tell them museum quality. But then I'll have them put their name on the back. And so when I put something on a wall, their name isn't there, but at least their work is there. I'd rather have that than just publishing their name all over the place. But that's a good way to build a rapport with kids and build a culture. Because they know if they do a great job with something, it's going to be displayed, and people love that, no matter who it is. That's why when a kid or when you passed a test or got 100% on a test, mom puts it on the refrigerator. That's a cliche, but it also happened, and it makes you feel kind of good. So when they come into the classroom, their work's on the wall, and it's kind of cool. So that's one way. That's another way that you could actually build culture in your classroom.
More to come. Thank you for following and watching this program. And would you please share this with anybody that's ever had a kid in school, anyone that's a teacher that wants to be a teacher. I'm talking to teachers right now, but I'm also talking to parents and kids, because you all know what you need and you all know what I mean. Anyway, thank you so much. JRod loves you.